All right, so hi, I'm Amber from Influence Updates on TikTok and Instagram, and tonight I'm answering your anonymous questions as always. I put a story on my stories earlier today, and it was a link to an anonymous submission area where people can submit whatever they want. Luckily, nobody ever really writes mean stuff. I feel like people used to, but not anymore. That's a good sign. All right, so the first question I'm going to address is Adele and Anfa and their breakup. So last week, people were asking me in my live, what's the go with Adele? Why is she offline? And I thought people meant Adele Marie. And I was like, oh, I don't know why she'd be offline. But no, they meant Adele. She's got a Greek surname like Petropoulos or something. And I had never heard of her until this whole incident, I suppose, is event, because it's a bit of an event, the things that have happened, a bit of a timeline, which I'll get to. But yeah, I hadn't heard of her before this happened, and I'm really, really enjoying her content. So she posts on both TikTok and Instagram, and yeah, she's very entertaining. So she was engaged to a man called Anfa. So his name is Anthony, but he gets called Anfa. That's his nickname, or maybe that's his like Greek name or something. I think they're both Greek heritage. And yeah, so they were engaged, and recently he went on a bucks party to Vegas and he bought her a designer bag. It's the designer bag that everybody has. I know Georgie Stevenson has one. It's like that tote bag with like little squares all over it. I don't know the brand. I probably should, but I don't care about those brands sort of thing. Anyway, so yeah, he bought her a designer bag back from Vegas, and she was obviously very excited, as anyone would be. And a lot of people were suspicious of it. They were saying, why would he buy you that bag when he goes there for his bucks party? And of course she was like, well, he bought it for me because he was being nice, I suppose. And yeah, they've recently gone over to Europe together that was about 6 weeks ago, I think, or a few weeks ago. And they've recently gone to Europe together for a wedding, to attend a wedding together. And during their trip to Europe, she put up a statement saying that something really awful has happened. She can't talk about it at the moment, but she's going to take her time, and then she'll come back online and explain it all in time, sort of thing. And no context at all, and everybody's very, very worried about her. And of course she's not responding to anything. Nobody knew what was going on. Then she's come back online this week, and she has said that her and her fiance Anfa have broken up. They are, I think it was 3 weeks or 3 months, I think it was 3 months out from their wedding. And no, it must have been weeks, because he'd just had his bucks party in Vegas. I'm not sure, but they were getting married really, really soon, and she's called it off. And she was obviously being very kind about it, and like she wasn't wanting to drag him through the mud. And she was saying the reason why they have split is because their morals don't align. So she hasn't explained what he's done wrong, but he's obviously blindsided her in some sort of way. She explained that she traveled back from Europe on her own. So she obviously found out in Europe and was like, I'm out of here, and left and went back to Australia on her own. And she also explained that everything she's prepaid for her wedding, all of the vendors have been really, really good about it, and things that can't be refunded she's actually going to gift to other brides. So yeah, she's going to make another video about that. Maybe she already has, but I thought that was a really cool idea. But yeah, that's the tea. And then further to that, Kayla Jade, so blue-eyed Kayla Jade, who is an escort, she made a video saying that she's going to Europe soon, and she said that somebody named Anthony messaged her saying that he's currently in Europe for his bucks. So Anfa wasn't there for his bucks, he was there for a wedding with his fiance. But this Anthony person had messaged Kayla saying that he was in Europe for his bucks, and he would show her around if she was interested. And immediately the internet, like this was about 2 days before Adele's announcement, so immediately the internet's putting 2 and 2 together, and they're thinking, that's why they've broken up. Anfa has messaged Kayla Jade saying that he'll show her around, and that's why Adele and him have broken up. So that's the only theory the internet have to run with at the moment. But yeah, we don't know if that is the truth or not. So we will find out soon, no doubt. But that is how Kayla Jade is related to the Adele and Anfa breakup. I'll just see what people are saying about this. Oh, someone's saying that they thought Kayla must have slept with him or something. No, it doesn't seem that way. Right, that's the only thing people are saying about it. But yeah, that's been huge news this week. Someone's asking if there's going to be TikTok awards this year. I haven't heard anything actually, but I hope so, because it looked absolutely incredible last year. Okay, so I'm going to continue on the questions here. So there was another one. A lot of people were talking about Ellidy and Chloe. They were on a 180,000 Australian dollar a week yacht this week. So Ellidy Pullin and Chloe Fisher. So Chloe Fisher is married to DJ Fisher, and they are currently holidaying somewhere in Europe, maybe Croatia or something. And they are on a yacht that costs 180,000 Australian dollars a week to be on. So yeah, DJ and Chloe Fisher, I should say, are rich. Like, I don't think people realise the level of how rich they are, because Chloe is very good at maintaining like a relatable sort of perspective on her joint podcast, Darling Shine. I know that she's technically not a co-host at the moment, but she is still a guest a lot of the time. And same with Ellidy Pullin. I think that she is very good at remaining relatable. She does have a property portfolio that we know about, but I believe that she's obviously not as rich as the Fishers, but she's also quite wealthy. And that was another thing someone wrote, that she used to be so humble and now she seems to be showing off everything. But I think that she used to live a humble life and now she lives an affluent lifestyle. And I actually would prefer to watch that. I prefer to watch sort of escapism content where I like to watch the rich people and what they're doing, what their holidays are, what their houses look like and stuff. Another question here is, where is Martha Kay? So people ask this every week and there really hasn't been much news with her, but she is currently the face of the Cotton On Christmas campaign. So she is, as well as Michael, as well as her mother Martha, as well as her father Theo, I believe his name is, and then her son Luch. They are the family Christmas pajama range. So yeah, that's something that she's been doing. This person, lots of people actually are saying, what's the go with Tammy and Bailey? What's the update? So the news is saying that things seem to have cooled off between the two of them. I have somebody I know that knows Tammy and knows that I ask all these questions, so it's not like a secret or anything. They're not going behind Tammy's back. But this person has told me that things are not cooling off between Tammy and Bailey, so that is exciting. But they did tell me that unfortunately she's not going to the Brownlow, which that is also what the news is saying. And I'm so upset about it because I was really excited for that. But I do understand that, like, it would really take the attention off Bailey as a player. Like, he's, what's like the betting agencies and stuff, he's tipped to be like one of the top 3 front runners for the Brownlow medal. And if Tammy was there, it would just cause such a media circus and it would, really take the focus off what the night is about. So I can see that from that perspective, that's maybe why she's not attending. Maybe she's been asked not to attend. I'm not sure. This person is saying, are there any influences you find insufferable? I'll go first. Now, I'm going to read the names this person has written because I feel like these are 3 common names. Steph Claire Smith, Laura Henshaw, and Anna McAvoy. I don't get it. Like, I honestly think Anna McAvoy is just so sweet, and I don't find her content insufferable at all. I do find it quite repetitive lately, but I find when people have babies, their content is very repetitive. It's the same with Steph Claire Smith. Like, I spoke last week about how she's trying to mix things up with doing like her singing videos and things because, life with a baby is just so repetitive. As for Laura, I don't know why she would be considered insufferable. I think a lot of people were thrown off by her when she did a podcast series on should she conceive or not. And she decided that she didn't want to have a baby yet, but maybe in the future. And then she got pregnant maybe 6 to 12 months later. And a lot of people were like, hey, you were on our not having children side. But she's like, no, I never actually said I'm not going to have children. I said that I am going to have children, just not yet. So I think she got a few people offside from that. But I don't know. I really enjoy listening to Steph and Laura's podcast. I've been listening to it again a lot lately. I really like the interview that Steph did with Matty. I can't remember her surname. I've met her in real life, actually. Yeah, that was years ago. And she was obviously just lovely. But yeah, she did a really good episode, an interview with Matty. Okay, sorry. I'll read the questions on the screen. Oh, yeah. Oh. Somebody has said that they don't think Pam is here. Yeah, that's weird. Pam is somebody that is on my live every single week. Everyone's wondering where she is. So many people are saying, where's Pam? I was messaging her today, don't worry. There's absolutely nothing wrong with Pam. She was messaging me about, I can't remember his name. The footballer has come out. There's a footballer that has come out as queer, and his club did acknowledge that, but he was saying it's on the Shameless interview, he was saying that it's really disappointing that other clubs haven't then acknowledged it, or like done anything about it. Basically, they've all just ignored that he's come out. There's 129 years of AFL and VFL history, and not one single player has come out as queer, and he is the first to come out as queer. So yeah, it is a very, very big deal that he did, and for a lot of the clubs to just ignore this fact is very disappointing. So yeah, she was messaging me about that today. Lots of people talking about Tammy and the Brownlow. Oh yeah, they're talking about Chloe Fisher's book. So this person's saying they'll be interested to read her book. How will Chloe explain how she navigated infertility when she spent hundreds and thousands of dollars? Not so relatable. Well, I would say she's not going to be talking about the numbers in the book. She's not going to say how much she spent on IVF. So I guess she's just going to leave that up to people to decide to make it more relatable, I guess. Thoughts on the podcast that Nikki did with talking about her pregnancy? So refreshing to have such honesty. Oh, I think I've just started that podcast. It must have been in like my list of saved podcasts, and I've just started it, so I can't speak on that one yet. Pam is not at the footy, I don't believe. She could be, actually. Are Skye Wheatley and Lachy Waugh still together? So I spoke a lot about this last week, but I noticed that today she did a post. She was at an event and she took her mum as a +1. And I was like, oh, I feel like that's a very telling sign, or maybe even a little dig. I'm not sure. Or maybe it's just to fuel the rumours. She likes to do that. Okay, next question I've favorited. Oh, someone's asked here, do you think when Matty J accidentally revealed their baby's name on a podcast that it was just a stunt for listens? So yeah, a few months ago, Matty J, he and Laura are having their third baby, which is another girl. He dropped the name on his podcast, just flat out dropped that they were going to call her, I think it's Poppy. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Poppy. And then they posted like a whole, oops, I can't believe Matty J said this. And Matty J's like, oops, can't believe I said it. So yeah, I do think it was a publicity stunt. They both were very much using it as a marketing tactic to get people to listen to his podcast. But why not? That's their job, and that's how they make money, I guess. So why not? This person is saying that they watched a TikTok where an older guy was saying that Kelly Holiday, so he's Abbie Chatfield's boyfriend, is a big coke user. Now, I don't know about him personally. He may or may not be, but I do think it's a lot more common than everyday people might think. I don't know anyone who uses coke, or uses coke, is that even the right word? I don't know, but maybe I do and I just don't know about it because they don't tell me. But I think that it is a very common thing in the influencer world. Mitch Orville has definitely spoken about that a lot, that all of the influencer parties, it's very, very common that they're all doing it. This person saying that they saw Callum Hole and Shawnee at Noodle Broad Beach last week, and now they're posting together again on Insta. So yes, they are posting together again on Insta. Shawnee is Callum Hole's ex-girlfriend. He then broke up with her and got with Sasha Therese, I know her as, because that's her beauty brand. Yeah, I can't remember her surname at the moment. And then they broke up again and he got back with Shawnee. I was actually talking to him about this at the Chemist Warehouse event because he was asking me, what do I know about him? And I was like, well, you broke up with Sasha and you got back with your ex Shawnee. And he was like, oh, like busted. I didn't realise when I was saying that to him that he's back with her again, because he's then been on Aussie Shore season 2 since then. And I think they've definitely been single in between, or broken up in between. So maybe they're back together for a third time, or maybe they've got one of those relationships where it's just sort of a bit of an open thing and not like an official thing, and it's just got to work around his career building, because he goes on all these dating shows. So how can he have a girlfriend? He goes on like Love Island, and he's been on I'm a Celebrity, and yeah, he's been on Aussie Shore twice, and I'm pretty sure he's slept with other people on that show. But yeah, I always say, but yeah, I really need to stop saying that so much. Beck Judd and Jessie Stevens getting so many bad reviews for their podcast, but it is actually exactly what they're marketing it as, and it's great. I agree. I think that the people who are giving it bad reviews, they are just not the target market. Like, I haven't listened to it because I know that I'm not interested in that stuff. So I think that, yeah, or a lot of people would be listening and just jealous that they can't afford the things or whatever and be like, oh, they're so out of touch. But yeah, that's just natural that a lot of people are going to hate on them. And I'm sure that they don't mind. Like, all of the people talking bad about their podcast, it's still free publicity, isn't it? This person's saying that Steph Claire Smith posted about her daughter not taking a bottle and she was showing herself wasting the milk, but then she posted an ad for Tommee Tippee saying that she does take one. So disappointingly fake. I mean, I haven't seen that, but also babies do change. Like maybe they won't take a bottle one day and then they do take a bottle the next, or vice versa. But also, yeah, I do think that there is a lot of that in influencer world where people promote things just for the money. And it could even be that she's like an ambassador for the brand, and then that's a video she's sort of in her head. Like she might have a certain number of deliverables to make and she thought, oh, well, this is something I could make quite easily. But yeah, it does happen in influencer world. Like even Adele Barbaro, she is an influencer who is promoting a holiday to Bali. She was promoting that yesterday. And I posted something about it in subs because she'd left in the caption, she'd left instructions like, Adele, can you please include this in your post? And somebody who subscribes replied to me saying that they had been to that same resort and it was really dirty and run down and all these things that didn't appear to be on Adele's post. And it just made me think that if you were getting a free holiday somewhere and possibly as well getting paid to promote it, maybe just the free holiday even, you're not going to tell anyone the bad things. You're only going to say the good things. So it's, yeah, it is marketing. I think people forget that it's marketing and it's not an honest review. When you're seeing a paid promotion, it is not an honest review. Which brings me to my next question that was submitted. Someone's written, Montana Older getting hate over a recent review of a lunchbox she was gifted. Absolutely ridiculous. At least she was being honest. And this is it. So she was getting hate. I'm guessing she was being told, oh, that is so privileged and out of touch. Like you were gifted this lunchbox and now you're hating on it. But yeah, I agree. At least she's being honest. I noticed one time she was hating on B-Box lunchboxes, which I like those super colourful ones that you buy in the supermarket and they've got all the silicone bits and there's a lot of pieces to those lunchboxes. I personally love them, but when I listened to her review, I could see why people wouldn't love them with like the fiddly clip and everything. But yeah, I agree. At least she's being honest. I do love that. This person's saying another fitness challenge from Sarah's day, yet she has no health or fitness qualifications. I'm sure she does have fitness qualifications. I believe she'd be at least a personal trainer, and everything that she would be putting into this challenge, she would be getting reviewed, or even the people that are professionals would be providing her with the content. She wouldn't just be making it up out of thin air and then selling it. I really don't think so. She's too business savvy for that. And also she could probably be sued. This person's saying Rosie and Harry seem to have an announcement every few weeks and it's very clickbaity. I totally agree with that. They do seem to have a lot of announcements. What really irks me is when influencers announce that they're going to be announcing something. So they'll say like, announcement coming this Sunday. And I'm like, well, okay. And then on Sunday, they'll be like, announcement date is this Thursday. I don't know. They announce the announcement. It's just my biggest ick. Doesn't happen too often, but yeah, it's weird when it does. Okay, let's go back on the questions. I've caught up there. Any updates on the Justin McKeon court case? No, I haven't heard anything about that one, sorry, but I mentioned last week that Tani did post a very cryptic sort of post. I think it was for Father's Day about appreciating the fathers that are involved with their children or something like that. So it was very much a pointed dig at Justin for not being around. Footy players are booked into hotels for Monday's Brownlow. That's why Bailey has. He's from a remote area. Yeah, he's from Belbray, which is just outside of Geelong. I guess it is remote. There's kangaroos there and probably really poor internet. Oh, this person's saying Kelly Holiday is best mates with Pat Ward, a convicted rapist. Yes, that's right. I have heard that. Sasha Morpeth, that's her name, not Sasha Therese. Oh, what are your thoughts on Abbie Chatfield doxing her trolls? Someone else has mentioned here, Abbie Chatfield, she gets upset that she's getting hate when she's deliberately divisive and has caused similar damage to others. I wish her platform was removed. And what are your thoughts on Abbie Chatfield doxing her trolls? I don't know. The doxing of trolls, I'm in such two minds about it because it's like the Indy Clinton thing, how people were posting anonymously and she hired a private investigator to find out their identities so that she could expose them or not threaten them, but tell them that she knows who they are. So it's like you comment behind an anonymous account and then you get told, oh, you know, that's cowardly, you should at least put your face to it. But then when you put your face to it, you get doxxed by the influencer. So yeah, it's just a really tricky one, isn't it? Basically, what people need to do is stop being nasty to influencers maybe, and then they wouldn't risk getting doxxed. It really depends what the person said, but I've noticed a lot of the time when people are saying things to Abbie Chatfield and she's doxing them, they're just talking about like, I want to kill you, like just, which is horrible, but just, you know, that'll be it. They'll just write to you like, I want to kill you. And then she will dox them. Like she looks them up on different social media platforms and finds their photos or where they work or whatever. But yeah, I can see why she wants to do it, but being that her platform is so big and a lot of her followers are so angry about things, it's probably a very dangerous move for her to be doxing the people who are sending her hate messages. Okay. This person saying Steph will say anything for a check. I mean, I don't think she would say anything, but I definitely think she has very high quality brands that she's working with, or not high quality, but just big brands. Like she definitely works with, like the big Tommee Tippee brands and things like that. And I can see that she has a vision that she wants to be working with those big brands. So I guess that's why she's going to say good things about them. This person saying that Montana was only hating on it because she was advertising another lunchbox. Oh my gosh, this lunchbox gate, I really need to look into it. Also, Montana, she lives down in Torquay, which is next to Belbray where Bailey Smith lives. Fun fact. This person saying that they don't hate Abbie Chatfield. Everyone is allowed an opinion, just like me, just like her. I agree. I don't hate Abbie Chatfield either. I mean, I don't necessarily agree with everything she says, but I really like that she educates me on so many different viewpoints. But also, I can't watch her content every day. Like, it's so hectic, it gives me anxiety, and I don't even get anxious in life about anything. But like watching her content, I'm just like, whoa, I don't know how her head doesn't explode. It's crazy. Someone's asked, so with the 2 pregnancies announced, do you know any more? No, I don't think I do. No, I don't think I know any more upcoming pregnancies from influencers. Ashley Barnes and Grady Rose, is their friendship officially over? Yes, it is. It is. I swear, people have been asking about Ashley Barnes and Sammy Leo's friendship, I think for about 8 years since they stopped being friends. Like, I still get asked most days. Not that was about Sammy Leo, that was about Grady Rose. But yeah, it's just interesting. Reese Hawkins' partner has announced her fitness challenge. Yes, I did see that. How interesting, because that's what Tammy Hembrow is doing at the moment as well, fitness challenges. This person is saying Abbie Chatfield basically wishes death upon anyone who doesn't agree with her views and opinions. Yeah, right. That is pretty full on, isn't it? Someone's laughing that I said Bailey Smith's house is remote because it's kangaroos. So funny. Okay, someone's asking, what has Indy Clinton done with the private investigator info? She hasn't proven that she's doxed anyone yet. Might be the same person who submitted this. Why did Indy get a PI if she didn't intend to do anything? I don't think she actually got one. So she has explained in many different podcast interviews, including Something to Talk About, which is by Stella Magazine, that she doesn't want to cause harm to people. She basically got the information so that she could say to those people that she's got the information and that they would stop trolling her. And yes, she doesn't want to expose them or bring them down or make their lives hard. So I do get where she's coming from in that way. And she does want to turn it into some sort of movement, but she's not really sure how at this point. And yeah, she hasn't doxed anyone. Oh yeah, people asked as well, speaking about Abbie, did any Aussie influencers post about Charlie Kirk's assassination? Yes. So the ones I can think about are Ashley Barnes and Bianca Roccasano. They posted tributes to him saying, RIP or whatever, a bit more than that. But that's about all I noticed. So I suppose the problem with posting that sort of thing is it obviously shows that you align with Donald Trump and his values, and a lot of people want to unfollow people who align with Donald Trump's values. So it is very polarizing when you post that sort of thing. What is doxing? Doxing is when you publicly out to somebody's personal details. So it might be like their personal home address or their workplace or something personal to them, like you're publicly making available their personal details. And it is illegal. It is illegal to dox somebody, I'm pretty sure. Oh, Montana Older has joined the live. Talk to us, girlfriend. Lucy K. Jackson also has. Yay. Someone was writing here actually about Lucy. I feel like Lucy Jackson is going to get a boyfriend soon and get pregnant real quick so her and Nikki can have babies close together. Do you think this? And my answer is absolutely not. I do not think she's going to find a boyfriend really quick and get pregnant and have a baby close together. Like, Nikki is due in 6 months' time. Like, that just couldn't happen, basically. Maybe the stars will align and by the time Nikki has a second child, if she chooses to do that, Lucy might have her first child at the same time. That would be really fun. Actually, and that would be really, really horrible for them. Steph and Laura have spoken about this a lot, that they on purposely didn't want to get pregnant at the same time because they didn't want to have babies at the same time and then both have to be on leave at the same time. So you kind of, when you are in the public eye and you both are the face of your own business, you need to alternate pregnancies. So, yeah. Oh, Montana Older is agreeing that Lunchbox Gate is insane. Leave her alone. I really need to get on top of this. That's so funny. Oh, somebody's saying that Abbie's head doesn't explode from all the opinions and everything she's got because she's on the payroll and says what she is told. Like, come on. Interesting. I don't know who she would be paid by. But I don't know. Maybe it's a political thing. Wasn't Lily Brown's mum throwing pregnancy clues, or her mum? Yes, Lily Brown has been dropping pregnancy clues for years now. One time her mum bought baby clothes and turns out it was just for like Lily's future baby if she ever has one. And the mum posted a picture of Lily and Jet recently and said they would make beautiful babies or something like that. Like, I definitely don't think she's pregnant, but there's always pregnancy clues. This person saying that, in regards to me saying that I like the way Abbie educates me on things, Abbie educates you in a way to make you agree with her only and speaks bad and aggressively about other views. She doesn't educate, she tries to brainwash you into agreeing with her. Interesting, because, yeah, I don't agree with everything she says. I think that I don't personally respond well to being told something aggressively. It actually makes me want to think the opposite. So, yeah, maybe that is an interesting tactic that she's using. Don't know. This person's saying Indy Clinton faked it all, the whole PI thing. I don't know. There's a lot of people saying that. This person's agreeing. They think Indy decided to show a bit of compassion and lay off them. They're not sure, though. This person's saying they're a new Indy Clinton fan. Amy Jane Brand has joined the chat. If only people really knew how many influencers and musicians are punching the bag. Yes, I agree. Influencers posting about Charlie Kirk and not Palestine is crazy. I don't think it's crazy. I think the sort of people who would post about Charlie Kirk would not post about Palestine. I think that is relevant to those people. Sorry, I'm just reading the questions. A lot of people saying the same thing about Abbie. You're not allowed to have a different opinion to Abbie, or it's her way or nothing. Oh, I'm late, but Amy Szep posting about her God views a lot lately. Interesting. I haven't noticed that. But yeah, I believe they are all religious, like all the Szep girls. Oh, Kirstin Hutchison. So she is not related to the Szep girls, but they do call her their sister. I believe that she grew up with them. Maybe she lived with them and grew up with them for a few years. So yeah, Kirstin Hutchison, she's best friends with Kate Szep. If you have seen her, you've probably seen her in Kate Szep's photos. And she was living in Chloe's old house. Anyway, that's irrelevant. She has just sold 51% of her business. So she runs a disability support business, of which Mitch works for, I believe. And also Dylan works for, because they've said that they work for a mate's disability support service company. So that's why I think it's Kirstin. Kirstin Hutchison. I think it's Kirstin Hutchison. And yeah, she recently sold 51% of it to an Australian stock exchange listed company called Belong or Before or something. And this is all public information because with Australian stock exchange listed companies, everything needs to be public information. And yeah, they bought it off her for something like $1.6 million, I think it was, as well as like 3 million shares in their company. So she has really grown that into a huge business. They are not making any changes to the business, so she's still going to be the CEO and director. They are just owning half of it. So yeah, awesome for her. But people often ask me, what does she do for work? Because her and Kate Szep appear to be very, very wealthy and nobody seems to know why, but that's Kirstin's secret. And as for Kate, now I'm wondering if she's got some sort of secret business we don't know about. So unless she's working in the disability support area as well, not sure. But yeah, I thought that was pretty big news. No one really seemed to care about it except me, but who knows? What do you think about Nikki's pregnancy announcement? I did speak about this last week, so I think that she's strategically waited until after the sale of the tickets went live for their live shows that are in November and December. I think that was a smart business move just because they are known as being like crazy party girls. It is called the Oh my gosh. I don't know what just came over me. It is called the Party Girl Tour. And you can't really be a party girl if you're pregnant. So yeah, I think that's why they did the promotion up to then. And yeah, I'm really excited for her that she's pregnant. It doesn't bother me one bit that she's pregnant and she's going to be doing the tour. Like, she can still go out and party and not drink. That is totally fine. This person is saying, if you thoroughly were educated on internalized misogyny and racism, you'd understand Abbie's views without being offended by them. Oh, Abbie is a very divisive character. A lot of people have liked talking about her tonight. And finally, what was your favourite product from the goodie bag at the Chemist Warehouse event? I've been drinking Tammy Hembrow's Selfish supplements. She included the Balance My Gut, I think it's called. It's like a blue powder you mix with water. It tastes kind of like really weak tropical cordial. I think the taste is fine. It does still have like a bit of a powdery texture to the drink, so I do just like gulp it down. I've only ever had it twice, so I can't really speak on the results, but we had pizza for dinner tonight. So I had 2 bits of pizza and like, all the salt and everything. I'm like, I just feel revolting. And I was like, I know, I'll go have a big cup of that drink. So who knows, maybe that will help my pizza salt hangover tomorrow. We'll see. As for my favourite product, I think I spoke about it in my TikTok video. Like, I did a TikTok unboxing of, not unboxing, like just unboxing of like the whole goodie bag. And I really liked, I'm just looking over at like my makeup sort of display. There's like a Maybelline Colossal Bubble mascara. I really like that. There's a NYX lip stain. I really like that. I don't know. I just have been trying so many of the things and it's so much fun. This person doesn't have TikTok. Well, message me and I'll send you a link. You don't have to have TikTok to watch the videos. But yeah, I didn't share it on Instagram. Maybe I should do that. All right, well, I'm going to finish off early because I've run out of questions. I'm pretty sure I've got through all of them. Oh, no, wait. How is Adam Sullivan so rich? So Adam Sullivan, he has got his online fitness app, Evidence-Based Training, and that is how he is so rich. And I remember that he started it years ago, and him and Skye Wheatley, she used to do like a lot of work for him maybe, or modelling or something. Oh, maybe she used to do like filming her doing the workouts. Like, she did some sort of thing for him. And that's why she ended up doing her healthy eating ebook, because she saw how much money he was making. And I think that she was like, oh, hang on, I could sort of make some of that money too. But didn't end up taking off. But yeah, that is how he makes his money apparently, through that. And interestingly, one of his houses was called June in Broadbeach Waters. He bought that for like $11 million. Then he sold it 6 months later for about $12 million. And no one knew who he sold it to. And it's recently come out that he sold it to RSL Lotteries or something. And they're now doing a lottery where you can buy a $5 ticket, or you could buy multiple $5 tickets. And you can win they now say a $13 million June beach house on the Gold Coast. So that is up for somebody to win, which is absolutely incredible. But like, obviously if you win it, you're not going to live in it. Unless you already live up there and then you could just move in. I don't know, but it would be absolutely incredible to have that house. And yeah, that was all the questions I was going to answer. June is in Burleigh, apparently. Do you think any influencers will be on the upcoming season of Big Brother Revival? No, they're going back to the old ways where they're going to get just everyday people, apparently. If they're influencers, people are not going to be happy about it. And do I know anyone that uses evidence-based training fitness thing? No, I don't actually. I think that he's probably more targeted at men because he is a man. I'm not sure, but yeah, his trip in Europe looks absolutely next level. He is rich. All right, well, I'm going to sign off now. So thanks all for joining. Thanks for sending in your questions. And yeah, send me a DM if I didn't answer your question and we'll talk about it there. And Fig Jam, message me and I will share my TikTok video with you. All right, thanks. Bye.